Operations auditing in IT or information technology and systems development involves a systematic review and evaluation of processes, procedures, and controls within an organization's IT environment, and also software development projects. So, this auditing process aims to ensure that IT operations and development activities are conducted efficiently, effectively, and in compliance with relevant standards and regulations. So, by assessing the alignment of practices with organizational goals and also identifying areas for improvement, and by mitigating risk, operations auditing helps enhance the performance as well as the security and reliability of IT systems, and as well as the software applications. So through thorough documentation, analysis, and reporting, organizations as well as the companies can leverage audit findings for the purpose to optimize their IT operations and drive continuous improvement in system development processes.
An operations audit in an IT environment is a systematic review of the processes, procedures, and controls in place to ensure the smooth functioning of IT operations within an organization. Here's a step-by-step guide to conducting such an audit. First, define the scope. Start by clearly defining the scope of the audit, including the specific areas and processes within the IT environment that will be examined. This may include network infrastructure, system administration, data management, cybersecurity measures, and more. Second, assemble the audit team. Gather a team of qualified professionals with expertise in different areas of IT, such as network engineers, system administrators, cybersecurity specialists, and compliance officers. Ensure that each team member understands their role and responsibilities throughout the audit process. Third, gather documentation. Collect relevant documentation, including policies, procedures, standards, and guidelines related to IT operations. These may also include incident reports, change management records, and security logs. Organize these documents for easy reference during the audit. Fourth, conduct interviews and observations. Interview key personnel involved in IT operations, including IT managers, system administrators, network engineers, and security analysts. Ask questions to gain insight into their roles, responsibilities, and the processes they follow. Additionally, observe IT operations in action to assess compliance with established procedures. Fifth, review controls and processes. Examine the effectiveness of existing controls and processes in mitigating risks and ensuring the security and efficiency of IT operations. This may involve reviewing access controls, backup and recovery procedures, patch management processes, and incident response protocols. 6. Analyze data and perform testing. Analyze data from system logs, security audits, and performance metrics to identify any anomalies or areas of concern. Additionally, perform testing such as vulnerability assessments and penetration tests to identify potential weaknesses in IT systems and infrastructure. 7th, document findings and recommendations. Document the findings of the audit, including any deficiencies, areas for improvement, and instances of non-compliance with policies or regulations. Provide actionable recommendations for addressing identified issues and enhancing IT operations. 8. Communicate results and follow-up. Present the audit findings and recommendations to relevant stakeholders, including IT management and senior leadership. Discuss the implications of the findings and collaborate on a plan for implementing corrective actions. Follow up regularly to ensure that remediation efforts are progressing as planned. So by following these steps, organizations can conduct effective operations audits in their IT environments, identify areas for improvement, and strengthen the overall security and efficiency of their IT operations.
An operations audit in system development involves evaluating the processes and procedures used throughout the software development lifecycle to ensure efficiency, effectiveness, and adherence to standards. Follow the steps to conduct the operations audit in systems development. First, define the audit objectives. Clearly define the objectives of the audit, including assessing the efficiency of development processes, identifying areas for improvement, and ensuring compliance with relevant standards and regulations. This sets the stage for the audit and guides the focus of your evaluation. Next, establish the audit team. Assemble a team of auditors with expertise in system development methodologies, project management, quality assurance, and relevant technical domains. Ensure that team members understand the audit objectives and the rules in conducting the audit. Next, review project documentation. Gather and review documentation related to systems development projects, including project plans, requirements, documentation, design, specification, coding standards, and testing procedures. Analyze these documents to understand the project's goals, scope, and implementation approach. Next, conduct interviews and workshops. Interview key stakeholders involved in the system development process, including project managers, developers, testers, and business analysts. Use these interviews to gather insights into the execution of development and activities, adherence to established processes, and any challenges encountered during the projects. Next, evaluate development processes. Assess the effectiveness of development processes, including requirements, gathering, design, coding, testing, and deployment. Evaluate whether these processes are followed consistently, whether they meet the project objectives, and whether they comply with industry best practices and standards. Next, analyze project metrics. Analyze project metrics such as budget, adherence, schedule, variance, defects rates, and customer satisfaction scores. Compare these metrics against predefined benchmark or industry standards to identify areas of concern and potential opportunities for improvement. Next, review quality assurance practices. Evaluate the effectiveness of quality assurance practices, including code reviews, unit testing, integration testing, and acceptance testing. So assess whether these practices are implemented rigorously, whether they detect defects early in the development life cycle, and whether they contribute to the overall quality of the software. Next is document findings and recommendations. Document findings of the audit, including strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement identified during the evaluation. Provide actionable recommendations for addressing identified issues and enhancing systems development processes. Ensure that recommendations are prioritized based on their impacts and feasibility. Lastly, communicate results and follow-up. Present the audit findings and recommendations to project stakeholders, including project sponsors, management, and development teams. Discuss the implication of findings and collaborate on a plan of implementing corrective actions. Follow up regularly to track the progress of remediation efforts and ensure the improvements are sustained over time. So, by following these steps, organizations can conduct effective operations, audits, and system development, identify areas for improvement, and enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of their software development processes.
Operations audits in both information technology environments and system development involve evaluating processes, procedures, and controls to ensure efficiency, effectiveness, and also the compliance with the standards. In IT environments, audit focuses on assessing the smooth functioning of IT operations, including network infrastructure, cybersecurity measures, and data management practices. Meanwhile, in system development, audit centers on evaluating the software development lifecycle from requirements gathering to deployment to also to ensure projects are completed on time, within budget, and with high quality. Key steps in both audits include defining audit objectives, assembling audit teams, reviewing documentation, conducting interviews, analyzing data, as well as documenting findings and communicating results to stakeholders. By following these steps, organizations can identify areas for improvement, mitigating risk, and enhancing the overall performance and security of their IT operations and software development processes.